Hey guys, Dan and Nzinga here. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the like, hit the subscribe button, and let's get going. Ask questions, comments if you want to. I am looking to grow my YouTube channel and get as many people to see this. So I do appreciate your support. So today I want to talk about a concept that I've been developing over the last 18 months. It's called FASCIC, F-A-S-C-I-C. I've invested at least over $100,000 in my personal development and growth and business and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of sum it all up on how to have a fulfilled life. FASCIC is something I knew these 6 things, but I didn't have a phrase for it. I didn't know how to point to it. But now I do, and I want to share it with the world. And I actually want to eventually write a book about it. I just want to use this. And this is for me how to have a fulfilled life. When I feel unhappy, when my life is not fulfilled, I look at FASCIC and realize a few things are missing. And then I know what to focus on, what to be intentional on. And I wish I had this years ago. I remember when I was married a few years ago and I was just unhappy in my marriage and I was complaining and I didn't know what was the thing. You know, I thought like, why am I not happy? You know, then you start putting pressure on your spouse. I start putting pressure on my wife. Like, hey, maybe I'm not getting enough sex. Maybe you're not cooking enough. Maybe. But then when I really discovered this, it's not that. What brings happiness and fulfillment is not what you think. It's not more money. It's not more sex. It's not more food. It's not more status and social standing. It's really something else. And this is from years and years of research from what makes people happy, what makes people fulfilled. And I've mixed it in with business and entrepreneurship and going after your goal and feeling like your life has purpose. So I want to share this with you today. If you're ready, grab a pen or you can just save this video, because save these 6 letters, F-A-S-C-I-C. And try to implement, try to have these things in your life every day if you can, every week, every month. Okay, if you're going months without having these things, you know, at least all of them or most of them, then you will feel some sadness, you will feel unfulfilled, and you might be searching the wrong thing and trying to feel the right thing. All right, so let's go. Are you ready? Okay, so the F, what does the F stand for? It stands for fun. So obviously, life has to be fun. Now, there's 2 things. We were kind of taught and raised. Human beings our brain is wired for survival. So there's like 2 camps. There's fun and there's survival. You can do some things for enjoyment or you can do it for survival. You could be doing the same thing. Someone could be walking down the street because he's trying to survive, for whatever reason he's like. Someone could go to work because they got to pay the bills. Survival is when you're like, I have to do this. Like, I must do this. I need to do that. And fun is, I get to go to work. I get to do this. You're doing it because you want to explore something. And some people, both people could be broke, and one person is doing it because they enjoy it or because they want to enjoy something, and other people are doing it because they want to survive. It can be socially, whether it be within their family, whether it be their lives, their health. They're trying to survive. And, you know, our bodies are made to keep us alive and have survival, and that's good. But when your whole life is designed as a tool of survival, that's not good. True fulfillment comes when you approach life from the space of fun, from the space of, hey, I'm here for a certain amount of years. What can I accomplish during my time? What can I do with what I'm here? How much fun can I have? And fun doesn't mean you just sit around and smoke weed all day or play video games all day, because there's 5 other things. Fun is the first one. You got to come from life is supposed to be enjoyable. It's supposed to be fun. When you come from that, then everything else will fall into place. Because no matter if you're making a lot of money, if you're not having fun, that's not a fulfilled life. It doesn't matter if you're married to the woman you want. If it's not fun, it's not a fulfilled life. So it's got to start with fun. It's got to start with, you have to enjoy your marriage. You got to enjoy your business. Enjoy the work you're doing. You got to enjoy life. Enjoy the food you're eating. So it starts with fun. All right. So A, the next one, stands for achievement. So on your fun, you got to be achieving something to feel like you have a fulfilled life. It's not really getting something that makes happiness. It's progress. So achieving is when you're progressing little by little. If you say, okay, I got to achieve this, I got to achieve that, you're taking steps. This brings joy and fulfillment when you know you're moving forward. If you got $1 million and stayed at that same level for 20 years, then never grew, you would also feel unfulfilled. There's a lot of millionaires who commit suicide. You would also feel unfulfilled if you can't. So it's not getting a certain level, it's continuing to progress. That's what brings fulfillment. So when in your life, you look at these things, okay, am I having fun? What part of my process am I enjoying? Am I enjoying the fruits of my labor? Am I enjoying my children? Am I enjoying? Those are things that you have to ask yourself. And the answer is no, then you're doing the wrong thing. Then you need to shift direction. Am I achieving the aim? What am I accomplishing every day? Am I doing the same thing every day? I wake up, I go to work, do the exact same thing, come back, watch TV, go to sleep, go back to work. You do that for a couple of years, your life will feel empty. It doesn't matter if your job is fun. You can have fun in your job, but if you don't feel like you're achieving anything, you're also gonna feel empty. So the A is achievement. Now the S stands for serving. So serving others. So you can have fun, you can be achieving, but now there's a way to think about who are you serving and what are you serving. Okay, so you can't work and achieve just for yourself. I mean, you can, but when you're really gonna feel fulfilled, when you're really gonna feel like your life has meaning, is when you love who you're serving and you're clear on who you're serving. It's about making people happy and being clear on who you're making, who does your work produce, who does your work help. And it's different than charity, because service could be your clients, could be people that from work, could be like a company that you're serving, but you're clear and you have to have a level of love for the people that you're serving. It could be a community, something that you're happy to give to these people. For example, Michael Jordan used to play for the fans. He used to say the reason why he works so hard because he knows that there's somebody in the stands, there's at least one person in the stands that never seen him play, and he's playing for that person. So he is clear on who he's serving. He loves the fans. Yes, he's playing for a check. Yes, he's getting paid, but also he is clear on who he's serving. This is the trick that a lot of military guys use to advance themselves, to work harder, is I'm serving my country. I love my country. And they might even fall more in love with the country just because they need that to work hard, to fight. So you have to be clear on who you're serving, what community you're doing it for, and do it for them. Now, it doesn't mean it's just for them, but it has to be as well for them, so that it's not selfish. Like if you feel like quitting, you have to think of who am I serving? Who's benefiting from this? And that should give you extra motivation, extra fulfillment. Okay, we got 3 more to go. Now, the C, first C stands for community. So all the studies have shown that it's better to be in a community, even if there's a little drama, than to be socially isolated. Human beings, we need community. We need to be part of people who know us, part of people that we like. It could be a big community, it could be a small community. Not a community more than just your wife and your kids. A community of other people. It could be a church community, it could be a sports community, it could be something, but people who actually know you, who like you, and you guys share the same common goals or interests. You guys are doing the same thing. Whatever it is, you have to have a community to feel fulfilled in your life. And I'm going to go back to the beginning, having fun, achieving things, there's all great, serving people. But if you don't feel like you're part of anything, that's also going to bring sadness to your heart. So you want to make sure that you have community in your life. And that was the biggest thing that was missing for me. When I lived in North Carolina, I felt like the state was just too restricted, and I didn't feel like there was community. It was hard to create community because everybody already had their groups. If you didn't already grow up there, no one's inviting you to their birthday parties, no one inviting you to anything. So that's what was missing for me. So part of my unhappiness when I was married and I was in North Carolina was I had no community. I felt I needed community. When I discovered that I'm fighting to get community, it was just almost impossible to get community. I'm like, we got to move. We got to go somewhere else. I got to get community. And that's what was missing for me. So when I travel, when I go places, the first thing I look for is there community. Am I going somewhere where there's community with the people that can know me? People I show up, they know my name. I know their name. That's very, very important, is to have community. Now the I, we're almost done. The I stands for in the zone. To feel fulfilled, you have to do something that you're good at, and every now and then you get in the zone. Get in the zone means that it's just when there's that moment, that flow. When you're doing it, time seems to fly by. It could be hiking, it could be playing music, it could be running, it could be talking to people, it could be organizing part, something where you feel like you're in your element and everything is happening. Now, it can't be something too difficult because you'll be overwhelmed, and it can't be too easy because you'll get bored. It has to be that right middle spot. Now, when I used to play basketball, every now and then I wasn't always in my zone. A lot of the stuff I did, I was good because I practiced a lot. I felt good. But every now and then I got in a zone where everything was perfect. Everybody seemed to be moving slower. I was quicker. I jumped higher. I was just unstoppable. That was in my zone. Everything I threw in looked like it was going in. And the top players have the ability to get in their zone very often. Now, I'm talking about sports, but in life in general, you can wake up and get in your zone by washing the dishes, but it's just a feeling that it gives you. And the more you get in your zone, the more fulfilled you'll feel like your life is, because you're doing something that you're good at, and you get doing it at a level that excels normal, that even you feel good about it. And it could just be you. It could be whatever it is. But you need to get in your zone. If you can't get in your zone once a week, or put yourself in a situation where you can, which means you have to be doing something you like, you enjoy. It falls back to the enjoyment thing, or at least something that you're good at. You have to do something that you're good at, and you practice it, and you work on it, and then every now and then you get in that zone, that feeling. And the more you get into it, the better. I mean, I would say try at least once a month to do something that's getting you in your zone. But if, let's say, your job is that something that you're good at and you can get in your zone. Like, I love selling. When I used to sell vacation, man, sometimes I get in my zone and just start selling. It seemed like everyone I talked to was gonna buy. Everyone I talked to, I was just connecting with them. The charisma, everything was just like, woo, I'm in my zone. And it just feels so good. When you drive home, you're like, man, I got 10 sales a day. I got 5 sales, however many it is. You just feel so good because you got in your zone. Okay, now the last thing to give you a fulfilled life. And these things, despite your problems like you're having, divorce, accident, you lose everything. If you keep these things in your life and you keep them aware in your brain, you will have a fulfilled life despite bad things. That doesn't mean you're not going to have setbacks. You're going to have setbacks and have everything, but just keep these things in your life and it will keep your life fulfilled. And from that fulfillment, you'll keep going. So what makes people quit is when they don't feel fulfilled and it's not working. But if you're enjoying yourself, you're achieving things, you're part of community, you're in your zone, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but even when you get situations where you feel like quit, like it's not working, you're enjoying the journey so much that you're not going to quit. And that's the big difference between entrepreneurs who make it and entrepreneurs who don't. The ones who really make it really love what they're doing. Because if something takes 2 or 3 years to get there, but you thought it was going to take 6 months, but if you're enjoying the process and you're loving it, you'll keep going. The guy who just wants the destination is not going to get there. So it's like the person who likes to walk will get further than the person who likes the destination. If I like walking over the destination, I'll get to the destination and keep walking. But if all I like is the destination, I'll walk and it's gonna be long, it's gonna be tired, I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna be like, let me pick another destination that's a little bit easier and I will never get to my destination. Or I might get there, but after that, I am not taking any more trips. So you have to enjoy the process. Okay, the last C is charity. Now that's giving back. Now people are like, charity sounds like serving. It's different. Serving could be your clients. I'm not doing charity for them, but I'm serving them. I love them. That's what basically I wake up in the morning for. Who am I serving? Charity is giving back or giving to somebody that is less fortunate, that can't repay you back or is not going to repay you back. You don't have to keep score. You give it away and it makes you feel good because you're helping another person. And I used to think charity was more about the other person, but really it's more about you and your ability to give and be detached from that $50 or from that $100 or from that $1,000, depending on how big the donation, or from the time that you're giving. Not expecting anything bad. You say, I'm going to give this to you out of my goodness of my heart, and you give it. And that's a great feeling for you and for the other person. But charity, as a fulfillment thing, you got to do charity. And a lot of poor people don't have a lot of money. They do charity. They give, and then you see that they're happy. Most of the people that have little but are happy are engaging in charity with people around them. They're giving, they're engaging in community. And these 6 things, There have been studies all over the world, like different countries, 40 years of studies, and they come up with these things. And plus, through my studies, now, I didn't ever saw all of them together, but when I studied and looked, this is what I found. And charity is definitely one of them. That people who give back to charity in a good way, not to get all your taxes. Like, oh, I want to save all my taxes, not for anything in return. You're just giving from the goodness of your heart. You don't even need to get their name or number. You know, I saw a kid when I was in Colombia. He was working. He's 11 years old. It just touched my heart that he had to work while all the other kids were playing. I just gave him like $50. I said, here. I didn't take his name. I didn't take anything. That felt good. That's in a moment that I was like, it just touched my heart. It made me tear up. It was just a great moment for me, and it probably for him too. But I don't need anything back in return from him. I didn't get his number. I'm not trying to do anything. But I encourage you guys, engage in charity, engage in FASCIC. So wake up in the morning and ask yourself these questions. Do I have these things in my life? What do I need to improve? What do I need to do? And the happiness and the joy, the fulfillment you feel will make you unstoppable. Okay, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. FASCIC, write it down, have it close and handy, dwell over it, look over it if you have any questions. If you like this video, like, subscribe. I'll have more stuff like this. I love you guys. Signing out, Dan and Nzinga. Talk to you guys later.